Programming in C# and ASP.NET. This is Mr. Wilson, your instructor and guide as we take a closer look at C# and ASP.NET. CS ASP 024 Simple Methods. Let's go to Visual Studios. So hey gang, what we're doing here is we're looking at the Mr. Wilson truck tracker, which we looked at in as a challenge, and then also we did this as a I did a solution video. So if you got stuck, please feel free to go back and look at that solution video and be able to see how I laid that program out, okay? So now what we want to do is I want to show you a way to be able to compartmentalize what you're working on and working in with your code in a way that we really haven't done yet. And so let's just go over here and let me go to the code. All right, so here we are with the code. And, you know, the first, I have instantiate variables, format driver info, get total days, get days off, get total miles, get total pay, and driver's tickets. So I've commented each one of the sections where it's doing something in my program. So what I want to do is I want to make it so that when I have a problem in my code, I don't have this huge block of code to have to go through to find those problems. I want to be able to get that. Oh, that's part of the problem. I want to be able to find those sections and work on those sections to be able to solve the problems in my code. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take this section that's called Instantiate Variables, and I'm going to just copy that. I'm not going to copy rate of pay. I'm going to leave that in there, and I'm just going to put it here just under my main window, okay? And that way, all of those variables will be available anywhere in the program, okay? They'll be available inside the button click. They'll be available up there. I should have cut and pasted that. Okay, and so now I don't need this in here. So I'm just going to get rid of that. Okay. So now I have instantiated those variables. I hate deleting things out of my program. Usually I will just comment it out, and then when I'm done, completely done with the program, then I'll go in and take out the extra stuff because I never know when I might need that code again. But in this case, I know I've got it up above, so I'm okay with that. All right, so here's what we're going to do now. I've done that for instantiate the variables. Now, all of these variables are available in any other section in my program, okay? So the first one is format driver info. So I'm just going to come down here and I'm going to say format driver info, and then I'm going to put a set of parentheses telling it that this is a method call, okay? Now notice it gives me a red squiggly line. So what it's saying is, I don't know what format driver info is. So what are you looking to do here? Well, notice it also is giving me that little light bulb stop sign combination there. And look at the first choice. It says generate method in main window format driver info. Well, that's exactly what I would like it to do. So I click this, and now If I go down underneath here, look what it says. Private void driver info, and then inside a method, whenever you build a template for a method like this, it's going to say throw not implemented exception. And the reason why it's going to do that is it's telling you, hey, you haven't written any code in here. And so if I ran this, it would throw an error. Okay. Maybe I'll just do that so you can see that. So I click run. Here's the application. If I put some information in here, it's not going to matter. Because as soon as I push this button, it's going to crash. There it is. And it says the error message it gives me is the method or operation is not implemented. That means I haven't written the code in there. I've called it, but I haven't written any code. Okay, good. Now we know what that looks like. And so if you see that message and it takes you to something like that, that's what it is. You haven't written the code for it yet. All right. So I'm just going to take my code here. Cut. And I'm going to paste it. Now, if I was to run my program, it actually would work. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing with the rest of these. Let's say get total days. And then I just put parentheses there, and I say generate method. Oh, I need a semicolon. There's my new. Now, one of the things Visual Studios does when they're doing this is they put the newest generate method that I've done and put it at the top. So these will be in the reverse order of the way the program runs, but that doesn't make any difference, okay? Because we're calling the methods from inside the kind of the controller part of our program, all right? So let's go in here. Let's say get days off. And if you're hearing noise in the background, it's probably because my 3D printer's running. Oh, let's do cut. Okay. And so in reality, while I was writing this program, I would have done this. I would have created now this is only one line here, so I probably would normally not have created a method for this, but we're going to go ahead and do it as a demonstration. Like that. Methods always have verb names. Get, add, print. They are always verb names, and they are always capitalized. And just one more, and we are done. What am I writing? Okay. Okay, there we go, and we would clean this up a little bit. We would tighten it all up. But notice when we get done, when we get done, all of our basically our control in this is all very tight and compact. We basically put 6 lines of code in here, 7 really, to control the same program that we had before. If we come and we build this, it built. And if we run it, it will run exactly the same as it did before. There it goes, it runs and does what we asked it to. So, and I know this looks like total pay due looks negative. It's not negative. I used a dash. And so be careful in your formatting not to use a dash if you're going to do a number afterwards, because then it looks like it's a negative number, and it's not. Okay? All right, so that's a real quick view of how to compartmentalize the program, how to use method calls to simplify your code writing. And then in each one of those blocks, you just do that one thing. Methods do one thing. They do it very well. They do it in a limited number of lines of code. We prefer 6 to 12 lines of code at the most. The smaller amounts of code is better. We want it to do individual things so that if we have to debug or look for a problem, it's much easier to do, okay? All right, that's the end of this information. Short and sweet. Hopefully this helps you create your programs in a simpler format to use and makes your code a little more elegant, all right? All right, I'll see you in the next video. Our next video is CS ASP 025 Challenge Grocery List. I look forward to seeing you there.